Would a gas tax holiday help or hurt? With summer upon us and sky-high inflation, Americans are definitely feeling the impact of near-record-high gasoline prices. Now, President Joe Biden has proposed that Congress pass legislation that would give drivers a temporary break at the pump by suspending the federal tax on gas for 3 months. So you may be asking, how much would that help you and your budget? What are the pros and cons of a gas tax holiday? According to a recent survey, in fact, by AAA, a gallon of gas now averages $4.97 across the country. Now, there's even higher in certain states such as Washington, Oregon, Nevada are over $5.50, and I think we're at $6.38 here where I am in California. Federal gas tax, which hasn't been risen in almost 30 years, is roughly just 4.4% of the total price. Now, it's important to note that states also do levy gas taxes, some which are considerably higher than the federal tax amount. But President Biden's holiday proposal would only apply to the federal tax amount. So how would the gas tax holiday work? It would actually temporarily suspend the 18.4 cent per gallon tax, assuming that Congress grants the needed approval. Some lawmakers, along with some economists, are expressing concerns. The Biden administration says that the 3-month holiday would cost about $10 million in money that would normally go to roads, bridges, and other infrastructure needs, but that this would be replaced by other revenues without affecting needed highway projects. This is what their team is saying. So this might sound pretty good, right? But what are the concerns? Well, economists are worrying that over time, the tax holiday would actually boost demand and worsen the imbalance between supply and demand on gas, which would then cause the price of gas to escalate. They also say that the savings would be so puny by the time they reach consumers. For example, on a $75 fill-up of gas, this would only amount to about $2.76 in savings. But oil prices, of course, aren't affected by the price to consumers. Demand is. So encouraging people to spend even more on gas could actually hurt our inflation in the long run. And that's saying nothing about how bad gas consumption is also for the environment. Now, some states have already suspended their gas taxes. And in fact, here in California, they're planning to suspend diesel taxes starting July of 2022. So what has history shown us so far? 4 states have suspended their gas tax: Connecticut, Georgia, Maryland, and New York. And recent research from Wharton has found that in Connecticut, Georgia, and Maryland, when they suspended their gas tax earlier this year, motorists actually only received between 58 and 80% of the savings. However, those price reductions were really not seen for the entire tax holiday. So what are the chances of a federal gas tax holiday winning congressional approval? Well, it looks like it's pretty slim, according to comments made across the board from key House and Senate members from both parties. Now, if there's no gas tax holiday, what are some things that consumers can do to cut costs? You want to find ways where you can drive less, including carpooling and maybe consolidating your errands so you make fewer trips. You want to do everything that you can to reduce consumption of gas. The other thing you want to do is put money into your emergency fund. This will help provide a cushion against rising prices. And you want to think about reducing, reviewing, and negotiating to lower the big and small expenses in your life. This could be like streaming service, insurance premiums, cable bills, gym memberships, especially now, are really examples of how these recurring costs can really make a dent in your budget. You can also think about reducing and negotiating that APR on your credit card. Think about spending less, but also trying to invest for those important long-term financial goals like retirement, your kids' college education, and other important financial goals that you have in your life. Think about diversifying your investments to maintain your purchasing power in times of inflation. So this is great. Determine the best assets for your investments, right? Spend time with a professional, talk to a financial advisor, and consider your income, your expenses, your risk tolerance, and certainly your time horizon. And lastly, think about postponing buying the big stuff. Not everything is always going to be this expensive. Some price hikes could be temporary and it might just pay off to hold off. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you found this information helpful. If you have other ideas and how others can save at the pump or in times of inflation, definitely share them in comments below. And definitely make sure you subscribe to our channel so you can catch all our new videos on how best to manage your own personal finances. Thank you and be well.